Hey everybody. Now I want to first of all say that viewer discretion is a little bit advised here, alright? It is advised. Okay? But I just want to say something. You know, concerning Victory Road a couple of nights ago, you know, for the past couple of days, people have been talking about what has happened at Victory Road. And honestly, folks, I could say this. I can fucking say this, and excuse my language for wearing something like this. Because I'm wearing something, well, actually, because I'm wearing something like this, as you can see. But TNA, I'm a fan of TNA. I'm not going to deny that. But the thing is, TNA fucked up this past Sunday. They really fucked up. Now, they didn't just fuck up because they didn't advertise the pay-per-view correctly. They waited until about a week or so before, 2 weeks before, or something like that. They didn't really properly do it. And they made their first Impact Road show in 2 years, if you will, in a little over 2 years, bigger and grander than Victory Road. The truth is, folks, TNA fucked up big time, and not just not advertising this correctly, but allowing Jeff Hardy to go out and do what he did. I mean, let me put it to you like this. Ring of Honor, Combat Zone Wrestling, Dragon Gate USA, and even Viva La Lucha now can do a hell of a lot better job at promoting their pay-per-views, whether they're taped pay-per-views, whether they're internet pay-per-views, live or not. They do a hell of a lot better job at promoting them than TNA did with Victory Road. And, unlike them, they also make sure that none of their wrestlers, none of their franchise players, the people they want to put the weight of the company on their shoulders, they make sure, I'm hoping they do, that these people don't go out messed up. I'm pretty sure all of them, including CZW, make sure that doesn't happen. I mean, people have their opinions of certain matches on Victory Road that got overshadowed, that got shitted on due to what Jeff Hardy did. I mean, Bully Ray and Tommy Dreamer, according to some, had a decent street fight. There are some people that are saying Ultimate X, along with Matt Hardy and AJ Styles, those matches stole the show. Some are saying Inc. and Beer Money was a decent tag team title match. And some are even saying that Knockout's tag team title match was decent as well. But even those that may have known about Victory Road for months and watched it, whether they watched it streamed, whether they waited till it was off the air and somebody uploaded it and they downloaded it via torrent or mega upload. The truth is, folks, even if Victory Road was promoted correctly, and the matches that they have were promoted correctly, those matches were overshadowed and, like I said, shitted on due to what Jeff Hardy did. And you know what's even more embarrassing? And I know a lot of independent promoters that associate their independent organizations, wrestling organizations, territorial organizations with TNA. I know it's hard for them to hear this. I know it's hard for the promoters and bookers in Ring of Honor and CZW and NWA, Hollywood, that associate in some way, loosely in some way, with TNA. I know this is hard for them to hear, but the fans like myself, can do a hell of a lot better job at promoting a CPV event, which is short for Car Curated Per View. In other words, a curated event, a curated pay-per-view. with our Smackdown Vs Raw games, our TNA Impact game, our Fire Pro Wrestling games. We could do a better job with those games, including some of the classics like WCW Mayhem and WCW NWO Nitro. We could do a hell of a lot better job with those games. We could do a hell of a lot better job with those games in promoting and making and showcasing CPV events, our own curated pay-per-view events, than what TNA did. And they know it. They know, and they know it. And that's the sad part. Those in TNA that watch videos like this, the wrestling promoters out there that watch videos like this, that associate themselves loosely with TNA, they know exactly what I'm saying. And I'm pretty sure a lot of you out there know exactly what I'm saying too. The fact that the fans can do a hell of a lot better job with their Smackdown vs Raw games, with their TNA Impact game, with the Fire Pro Wrestling game, with the ECW Hardcore Revolution game, with the WCW Mayhem game, with the WWF Attitude game, Warzone game, stuff like that. For them to create their own characters, whether they're created wrestlers or created divas / knockouts, for them to be able to build and showcase and promote their own CPV event and do it better and get a better and more positive reaction out of it than TNA did with Victory Road. Even if they decided to put a controversial angle in it through the story designer that's available on the game system, if some have them, like Smackdown vs Raw does, if they decide, hey, we're going to put in a controversial angle or spot or promo or whatever, if they decide to do that within their own CPV event, they still get a positive reaction. They can create a drunken, high on coke, high on heroin, high on just any kind of drug that's illegal, if not legal. They can make their own drunken, messed up character, and still they get a positive reaction, an even better positive reaction, because at least that character would be able to get in the ring and compete. See what I'm saying? Fans like myself can do a hell of a lot better job with the story designers in these video games than what TNA has done with Victory Road and the whole Jeff Hardy deal. And we would get a better positive reaction. We could do the same thing TNA did. We could have our champion, whatever champion we choose, to just beat the challenger within 2 minutes and have that challenger exactly the same way as Jeff Hardy was on Sunday, and we would get a better reaction than all these other fans. And that's what, get a better reaction than what TNA did. Excuse me, let me correct myself. We could do the exact same thing. We could create a match where our champion, our babyface champion, could beat the heel challenger in the same time limit as Sting did with Jeff Hardy, and get a more positive and better reaction there than what TNA got. We could do a better vignette and promo similar to what WWE did with 2/21/11 than what TNA did with 3/3/11, and we would get a more positive reaction. We would get a more positive reaction than what TNA's got. And that's what's sad. That's what's sad, that fans like us, with our video games, could do a hell of a lot better job at showcasing, promoting our CPV lineups, our CPV events, our weekly, if not bi-weekly, YouTube, Daily Motion, Blip.tv, internet, weekly shows than what TNA does. And that's what's sad. That's what's sad. I mean, I'm not trying to put, listen, don't think I'm trying to say that we fans, it's sad that we fans could do this. No. I'm not trying to say anything out of disrespect. I'm just trying to make a point that TNA gets overshadowed. They're promoting and stuff, the pay-per-views, views and all that gets overshadowed and everything by the fact that we fans could do a hell of a lot better job. And for those in TNA that probably watch videos like this, they know that that has to be sad and pathetic for them to realize that fans like us can use their TNA Impact video game, can use the Smackdown Vs Raw video games, the WCW Mayhem games, the NWO Revenge games, ECW Hardcore Revolution games, Fire Pro Wrestling. We could use those games and create a hell of a lot better storyline, a hell of a lot better CPV created pay-per-view event, or weekly or bi-weekly YouTube, Daily Motion, Blimp.tv, internet show than they do. I mean, look, I've already gone out and showcased and promoted my lineup for my created promotion, DWCWA's inaugural WrestleMania event. I've already posted the lineup on YouTube. There's people at this. There's a person that creates the SCWA, and he's already promoting his internal conflict event. His eternal conflict event. The same with VCW. They have one of those shows up, and they promoted it. And you know what? And again, all due respect, it's sad to know that we fans can do a hell of a lot better job than TNA. And like I said, it's sad to know that we could create a wrestler just like Jeff Hardy. Put him in a match similar to what Jeff Hardy had, if not exactly like what Jeff Hardy had this past Sunday with Sting. Have the champion, or have the person in the Sting, have the created wrestler or knockout or diva in the Sting position beat the one that's in the Jeff Hardy position within the same time frame, and get a more positive reaction than TNA did. I mean, TNA could do a great pay-per-view. They know this. They know this. They could do a great pay-per-view, but they choose not to, and that's what's sad. That's what's sad, folks. The fact that TNA could do a great pay-per-view, that they choose not to, and they choose to allow somebody like Jeff Hardy to go out and perform when he was in no condition to do that whatsoever. And that's what's sad, to know that we fans, with all due respect, could do a hell of a lot better job with our CPV events, our created pay-per-view events, our created weekly or bi-weekly shows, and our created wrestlers and knockout/divas than what TNA did this past Sunday. TNA can make a great pay-per-view. Whether they promote it right or not, they can still hold a great pay-per-view. They've proven that. They've even proven that they can hold a great Impact. But yet they dropped the ball on several, and yet they have dropped the ball on several occasions, and this past Sunday they dropped the ball all big time. Watch my video with the toilet in it. That's what Jeff Hardy did to his career, and that's what TNA's going if they don't do something. So, that's all I'm going to say. Tell me what you guys think, and I'll talk to you all later.